Hello,
Like,
everyone. I am Simone Simpson from Wondering Yoga Cafe Entertainment, and I want to welcome you to our 30-day one meal a day challenge. Today is day 10, 10 days of one meal a day. How are you feeling? I want to first of all invite you to congratulate yourself. Honestly, congratulate yourself. Whether you've been working to get to a 1 to 2 hour window, maybe you've stretched it a couple of times, that's fine. We're working to the point where we get to these clean coffee, tea, then water, then our meal fasts. We will get to that point. Right now, we are just gradually working our way there. So congratulate yourself, 10 days, and let's begin. So I want to talk about how I am feeling. Oh my goodness, I'm just feeling euphoric today. I don't even know what is happening. It's just, I'm enjoying the feeling. I'm just enjoying feeling good. I was set to have my meal at 1 o'clock and I was ordering. Today is the last day of the month for me. So that's a big month in with what I do. Those of you who are in sales of any kind, regardless of what you're trading, stocks, or it's the end of the month is that's that time to get your numbers in and get them up. And so it's an exciting, it's just a really exciting time. And so I was like, oh, well, why don't I order lunch so that I don't have to cook today? And then I just won't really take a lunch. I'll just eat while I work. And so I did that. I used to do that every day. And then I did that as I was building my career. And then I got to a point where I'm like, no, I have to take a lunch because I got actually kind of sick. And so my body was like, hey, you have to do something. Give me something here. So I didn't take a lunch today, but I also intermittent fasted. In the past, when I wasn't taking a lunch, I was just kind of eating all day. And so now I didn't take a lunch today, but I did order lunch and I'm still intermittent fasting. So at like 12-ish, I was ready to order my food, ordering from the Bagel Cafe. They have delicious kosher meals. And they weren't delivering until 2:15. And I thought, that's a stretch. And then I thought about it. I said, well, I'm really not actually hungry. I was more the thought of, oh, it's time to eat. I'm glad it's time to eat. But actually, when I thought of it, I was more excited. It was a good day. I'm excited. I feel good. I've got this euphoric energy. So it's like, okay. So I ordered, what did I order? Egg salad sandwich, chips, and a spinach pocket. So, oh, and matzo ball soup. So that's what I ordered. And I didn't eat the matzo ball soup. I'll have that tomorrow, I'm sure. But that was what I ordered for lunch. And lunch was delicious. And I just enjoyed it. I actually took all of that upstairs. I took the sandwich, the chips, and and not the matzo ball soup, the spinach pita. I took all of that upstairs. And I knew, I was like, I'm not going to be, normally I'll just have half of a sandwich. But that's also when I was eating more than one meal a day. And I thought, let me take the entire sandwich plus the spinach pita. Let me take that, the spinach pita. So I was like, let me take all of that because that way I can have, if I'm still feeling like I can eat something, I'll have a little bit of the spinach pita just so that I'm full at the end of the day. So that's what I did. So I actually started eating at 2:40, felt amazing. The food was delicious. I ate and worked and talked to clients and just had a really fun day. I really, really love what I do. So that's so important. And that's something that I talk to people about is just do what you love. You're going to spend a lot of time with your career, your business. So find something that you love and build from there. So that's how my meal went today. And but also I can tell my waist is smaller because I'm starting to see a little belly line. When my waist is smaller, my shirts kind of naturally go up a little bit and my belly shows just a little bit. And I'm like, oh, look, there's my belly. Like, I love it. So it's kind of peeking through, like saying hi. So that feels really good. When I look in the mirror, I'm like, wow, I can see a difference in my waist. And so that's exciting. I want to invite you to weigh yourself again this week on the same day that you weighed yourself last week. So if you weighed on Tuesday last week, weigh on Tuesday this week. So you want to stick to the same day and the same time of day. I prefer weighing in the middle in the morning before I've eaten anything. And so that's just what I do. That's a good time to weigh. And so that's my thing. But just the same time of day, keep the scale in the same place. If you weigh, if you have your scale on the second tile to the right in your upstairs master bathroom, then that's where you should keep it for all of your weigh-in. So in the same spot, same scale, same time, same day. So you want to get some kind of conformity, monotony, some sameness with your weigh-in. So welcoming you to weigh this week. And let's talk about today's theme. Today's quote is row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. And I chose that when I was thinking of today's quote. I'm like, what's today's quote? And I just kind of pull something out of my experiences and what seems most prominent. And that just came so clearly to me. I actually was sitting down and I said, what is today's quote? What's today's theme? And that's what came to me. And that's a song that a lot of us sang as children. And what that really means, there's a spiritual quality to it. Basically, row, row, row your boat. You're the one in charge of that. You can row fast, you can row slow, you can row to the right, you can row to the left. There are a lot of things that you can do. You are in charge of your boat, and row your boat gently. And so that's something that during this time when my mom got really sick and I didn't know what the outcome was going to be, and I was trying to keep my focus on what I wanted the outcome to be, and really was kind of wrestling, getting my attention to where I wanted it to be and keeping it from worry. But I had to get to that space of gently rowing down the stream, just gently. And sometimes I would just have to pull myself into the present moment and go, but everything in this moment is perfect, everything. And it really was. And so even when in that moment, when I first did that, my mom was in the hospital, but I was like, she's well, she's cared for, she's getting the best care. I'm here. My home is beautiful. I'm at my Vegas house. I live between Vegas, Miami Beach, and soon to be Spain again once everything opens back up. But I was like, I have a beautiful home. This moment is perfect. And so that was what I started practicing. Like this very moment, any worry is you're trying to project something that hasn't even happened into the future. And you're kind of creating something, you're making it up, you're writing a script. And if you're going to write a script, you may as well write a script where you're the hero, you're the superstar. You may as well write a script that way. And so I was pulling myself in. And so that row, row, row your boat gently down the stream, row it gently, bring yourself gently into this present moment and steer your boat from there. Merrily, 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 being happy, joyous in that vibration. Life is but a dream. And I really got to see how I controlled what happened in this situation by deciding how to feel, deciding what the outcome was going to be, and just saying, this is what's going to happen. And that's everything that I determined is happening. Just some magic has taken place over the course of the last week and a half. And I'm really, really glad of that. Like my mom she just wasn't mentating well, just seemed really confused. And then the RN came and she said, this is one of the RNs who comes to the house to take care of her. And she said that she works in acute care. And she said she sees this all the time. She said it's severe COVID brain is what they call it. It's a severe brain fog because they get an infection in the brain. And for some people, it's a severe infection. And this is exactly how they act. And she said it will clear up. And when she said that, I 100% was in that vibration and I could feel the truth in that. And I was like, that was my thought with this, is that it's going to go away, that she just needs good food. She needs sunlight and she needs positive thoughts, people around her that feel she's going to be well. And right now, that's me. You know, I'm at my Vegas house. She's staying here with me right now. And that's all I can see is your wellness. And so, yeah, life is but a dream, meaning like a dream is something you create in your mind and it feels real. And so that's kind of what I did with that. So that's our theme for today is row, row, row your boat gently down the stream merrily, 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 merrily. Life is but a dream. So that and there I could go more into that, but I'll do that on Meditation Rising, the meditation site, because I don't want to get too spiritual here, because that's we're here to release weight. Although a lot of times fasting can be not only give you energy, it can be more not just healing and it's a time to release weight, but for many it's very spiritual. And so a lot of you might be here just for those reasons, for a lot of spiritual reasons. And so yeah, so that is our theme, our topic, our quote for today. And I'm really excited about that one. The tips, yes, the tips for today. So intermittent fasting causes that hunger, although the feeling of hunger is not so much what we're feeling, but our stomachs are empty, our bodies are not digesting food. So that's what I'm meaning right now when I call hunger. And hunger, it activates the survival instinct. And so once you activate the survival instinct, you're more alert, you're more ambitious, you're more creative. For some people, they're more competitive, but that's what happens when you activate that survival instinct. And I definitely feel that at work. Like when I'm not eating, if I have, let's say, a big breakfast at 8 a.m. and it's eggs and toast and orange juice, I'm getting back into my seat up in my office and I'm just kind of sitting back and I'm in that state of just satisfied, relaxed. But when I haven't eaten, when my stomach is empty and I get up in the morning and I meditate, I mean, I would meditate if I ate breakfast too, but get up in the morning, meditate, then go to work and have a cup of coffee, delicious coffee with almond milk is what I'm doing in the frother, but have that. And then I work from that state in a fasted state that I'm alert and I'm ambitious and I'm creative. And that's the state I've been having so much success at work during these 10 days as well. And that's where I got the thought to get new strategies. My goal was to get 6. I ended up with 7. I've been incorporating those. I've had excellent. When I was talking to the regional director, he said that I showed him this morning what my numbers were. One of them is called a terminal number, but that went from being very subpar to as good to excellent. And he said this actually is the best case scenario of what was hoped for. And he's like, keep it up, keep doing what you're doing. And so I was just so excited when I saw that because it was just, again, a thought of how long it would take. And I was thinking, wow, it's going to take a month or 2 of just doing this. And I was like, wait a minute, I want this by the end of January. I was like, no, I want my numbers where they need to be by the end of January. And they were actually there, I think 2 days ago. So I beat my goal by 2 days. So yeah, so that's today. And I wanted to talk about our tricks for today. So a trick for today, I suggest finding a quality multivitamin. There are 6 hungers that our bodies experience. And we talk about that in our class, in our Wild Fit class. To get more information, there's a link below at snapbackbodywild.com. But there are 6 hungers. One of the hungers is nutritional hunger, meaning that your body is craving a nutrient, whether it's iron or calcium or copper, your body's craving something. And so by having a good multivitamin, you can really stave off those nutritional, that type of hunger. And it's difficult unless we're really in tune with our bodies to hit that on the nail. I'm pretty good now. I remember when that started waking up for me and I would go to the organic section at Whole Foods and my mouth would water in the vegetable section and I'd go, okay, I'm supposed to get this. And I could just look at the vegetables and I knew and I would make food based on whatever I'd put in the cart. And it wasn't a grocery list. It wasn't an idea of I'm going to have this week, because you don't know what your body's going to need that week. I mean, maybe some of you do, I don't know. But for me, it's just, it was a daily thing, and every other, whenever I would go to the store. So that is what I was doing. So a good multivitamin will stave that off. So just look at the numbers. For me, I like to high dose vitamins. So my vitamins, I'm getting well more than 100% of most of what's in there. That's just me personally. I mean, you can have a conversation with your healthcare provider and talk about all of that. I'm just telling you what I do personally. When I was teaching healthy living classes, I did classes where I was teaching a lot of content on vitamins and high dose vitamins. And then I became a Gerson therapist, went there, took those classes, got a lot of information. There's a lot of high dose vitamins in that therapy as well. So learned a lot about it and what it does. And just aren't really side effects, because it's a vitamin or a mineral, depending on what it is you're taking. So you have that conversation with your healthcare provider, making sure that is what is right for you. And yeah, so that is what I suggest. That's our trick for today, is a good multivitamin. I wanted to show you, so my meal kit came today, and I wanted to show you what the meals are this week. So I get 4 meals, and I have kidney bean cheeseburgers. Look at that yumminess. I have, this one is blackened tofu with spice aioli sauce. Now, this one is new for me because I actually stopped eating tofu probably a year and a half ago, just because a lot of it was GMO, made from soy. And so I stopped eating all soy. So the jury's out on that. I want to do some current research on soy, but there's so much of it is genetically modified, and I do prefer to have things that aren't genetically modified. That's just my own preference. So you really have to stay in alignment with what you want. Oh, yumminess. What is that? This. Is that couscous? I hope it's not onions. I mean, corn. Because there's no way I'm going to eat that much corn. Oh, it's couscous. Okay, good. Yeah, it's couscous. Oh, yum. There's this really good Moroccan restaurant in Vegas that I go to where you have couscous. So this is one of the meals. Then we have a white bean soup with basil pesto. And that's different. See, it's got the pasta. I really don't eat pasta either, but I'll see. I might put a couple in there and just kind of see. That's why for now I'm having these, but I might eventually. Well, I'm sure I could get some without, like this one, the barbecue ranch bowl. I can eat everything in here. Everything in here is on my yes list. There's cheese involved, but you can just not put the cheese on it. But everything here is on my yes list. I can probably, I'm sure, get these meals that have most things on my yes list. So that's what came in the kit this week. So I'm going to put a link below so that you can get a discount if you decide you want to do the kit. I do it for the variety and the ease of it, because it makes it easier when I come down and I can just make these. It gives me really variety, because I was kind of doing beans every day. and I was like, I need some variety. I've got to do something different. So that's what I got. So those are the meals that came today. And it's really nice because it comes with, you get a lot of little ads that are in there and little toys for the little ones. And yeah, so that's what came with it. But this is day 10. Please leave in the comments, tell me how you're feeling, how you're doing. And once again, the lovely food dehydrator. We're gonna make some kale chips with that. They are delicious. Like, once you make homemade kale chips, it's very difficult to eat them in the store. I don't dry them extremely dry. They're actually much better if you leave them. They're still crunchy, but a little bit of the oil on them. They're much, much better. You can almost tell when you eat the super dried ones that you buy in the store that it's just sucking the water out of your cells. Like it just, because they're really dry, they have to, water has to go in them in order to digest. So it's just sucking that from your body because there's no water in it. But so that's today. My mom is doing amazingly well, and it's just shocking. Like today, she's almost back to normal. And yeah, so remember the quote from one of the days prior was, just when you think you can't, you can. And it really got to that point. It's like, just when I thought I couldn't, and I was like, and then I had the thought, wait a minute, I'm going to come out of this on top like a superhero. And I had the thought, and I was like, yeah, that's how I'm coming out of this. And it's when things happen and everyone would understand if you gave up, if you quit, you just kind of sat down on the sidelines for a year or two or forever and go, yeah, this happened and she's been forever this way since. But you don't have to do that. You can row your boat gently down the stream. And meditation is a huge part of it. There's a link below to the website meditationrising.com. There's a very powerful meditation on there, and it basically is teaching you how to give your attention intention, and what you're looking at can really govern how you're feeling if you don't get up in the morning and tell your body how to feel. And so giving your attention intention. So if you can either look at the ocean or you can look at a piece of trash blowing by on the wind, in the wind. And so I choose to look at the ocean. It's beautiful and that feels good. And so that's what the meditation does. It just kind of teaches you, pull your attention away from things. If you're looking at something and you're not still feeling good, look away. Just look away. And then until you feel better. And then when you do, you won't want to look at those things that don't feel good. So that is what I was feeling. And it's just amazing what came of this and how she was acting versus now. But I just didn't accept it. Like, I don't accept that. I don't accept anything less than who you are, which is wonderful, amazing. You're the strongest person I know. I told her, I said, you're like a freight train. You make it through everything, just power through. And yeah, so it's really nice to see that, to see her being back, being herself. And I'm glad we're day 10. And I was able to continue on with 1 meal a day through that. Discovered that now when I'm upset, I no longer have an appetite, which is what's the way it's supposed to be. You're not supposed to eat when you're upset. Your body's not digesting food well when you're upset. So keeping your stomach empty is good. And that way you've got more blood in your brain to think clearly. So I went back to that. And for a while, for years, when I was upset, I was eating. So it was kind of doing the opposite of what I did. So yeah, so I got me back in all of this, and more. I got this sense of euphoria, the state that I'm in. So thank you so much for watching. I'm Simone Simpson from Wondering Yoga Cafe Entertainment. Remember, your homework is to weigh yourself again this week. And also don't forget, what we're doing is coffee or tea in the morning, followed by 4 hours of just water. Okay, 4 hours of just water. Making sure you're getting that water, because once it's time to eat, we might be focusing on other things. I had a lot of orange juice today. I had 2 glasses of it. It was so good. Cold pressed, organic deliciousness. So again, thank you. 1 meal a day, 30-day challenge. Today is day 10. I'm Simone Simpson from Wondering Yoga Cafe Entertainment. I will see you tomorrow. Namaste.